Eat Crow by Lindsay Hayward. Scene 1, June 1593, a city street. We hear a chorus of hammers. A figure in plague doctor costume waits next to a marquee. In the shadows, another plague doctor. Death, in raggedy hems, stands frozen. A spotlight blinks on. After a false start, Burbage finds his light, remembers the marquee, and fetches it. The sign reads,
"The Heat with Marlowe's Jew, performed by the, almost, famous Richard Burbage."
The mask renders all dialogue unintelligible.
"Birds of the air will tell of murderers past. I am ashamed to hear such fooleries."
Liam and Pope enter as poorly disguised Queen's men.
"Let me be envied and not pitied, but whither am I bound? I come not, but to present the tragedy of a Jew. I crave but this."
Pope nails a closed to the plaque sign on the marquee.
"What the hell are you doing?"
"Putting you out of your misery.
"This is art."
This is illegal."
"Says who?"
"Us. We're guards in this bit."
"Project."
"Right. Oh, right."
"And keep going. Says who?"
"By notice of Her Royal Majesty our Pearly Queen Elizabeth, in this year of our Lord 1593, as of Midsummer's Eve, all theatrical performance, visual feats via the spectacular, and any attempt to pleasure oneself in public is strictly prohibited."
"Why?"
"Because if you go at it too much, you might go blind."
"Not that. About the theatre."
Liam taps the board.
"I am to be censored by poor dental hygiene."
They check the marquee. Liam hits Pope.
"I told you it was supposed to be a G."
"Wait, you mean the plague?"
Can't have folks buzzing together with flies. Not in this heat.
"London's on lockdown. No one's going in, no one's going out."
No one's going nowhere.
"Precisely. I've got a captive audience. Look." "What's so funny? Folks need entertainment these days. They're desperate for an escape."
"Seems most of them have already."
Matinee. But they're definitely here. Stuff like sausages into slightly too small seating, slack-jawed as in the sweet release of death. Except that guy, who's already asleep. Zounds, we just started.
"Not
Soul, mate, not a soul."
playing to an empty street. Or closest London comes to an empty one anyway."
Come on, fellas. I'm doing the latest Marlowe. Very modern writer, edgy, took that knife to the eye. Of course, it also took his life, so that puts kind of a damper on any new material.
"Folks today, what's wrong with a good bear bait? Watching an animal torn limb by bloody limb? Now that's entertainment the whole family can enjoy."
My mam always did love a good cockfight. Broke her heart when they started using birds.
I Beelzebub's beard. I'm an artisan.
"All artists suffer."
I'm allergic to suffering. I break out all over in pain.
"Play on, player. Always next season."
If you live that long.
"If any of us do."
Pope and Liam exit.
Lucifer's lip ring.
He kicks the marquee.
Told you I was agony intolerant. I know. Broke the rules before. Gotta pretend we're all alone here. Unless it's a soliloquy. So, you know. But I know. You're going to get something worth remembering, or my name isn't Richard Burbage. Which it isn't, obviously. Listen to me. I'm all miscast in this role. Just suspend your disbelief, because as far as you know, I am him. Know what I mean? You do know what I mean, right? You know, this off-the-cuff stuff is brutal. No wonder they erected the fourth wall.
He spots death.
Gotta love how legitimate art is marginalized, yet there's always some bleeding busker. What is that? The Grim Reaper? That's your act? Just standing upright? Most of us acquire that talent as a toddler, mate.
Death points at him.
Whew, very spooky. If we weren't in the age of death, it stalks us all here. The virus alone has sent 15,000 city souls to their heavenly reward, and it's not even high summer yet. London's a cesspool of disease stirred by inconsistent social distancing. So expect it to take a bit more than death's cheap cosplay to scare me.
Death revealed.
Oh, puppies, those things are creepy.
Burbage exits. Scene 2, 1 month later. Exterior of the Burbage family workshop, Cripplegate. Lights upon a joiner's side yard. Coffins fill the space. One large coffin sits center stage. A candle and a water bowl rest on top. Kit plays cards on the lid. Alex's contour face stares at the bowl.
Pure dog's bollocks.
Shut your hole.
Funny, said the same thing to your ma last night.
Alex flies at Kit, holding a silver object to Kit's throat.
Oi, Alex. Those
Say it.
precious. What is?
Say it.
Fine. Your eyebrows are
Yeah,
fierce.
obviously.
The blade is revealed to be a pair of tweezers.
Hair removal by candle flame and gutter water. You're such a peacock, Alex.
While you, Kit, embody the tail end of such a word.
Kit holds up a playing card.
Clock this.
You've got to be one of the only kids in Cripplegate with a full set of pornographic playing cards.
I'm one of the only kids in Cripplegate. Full stop.
Why else do we hang out?
Figured as apprentices, we don't have much choice.
Referencing the card.
Bollocks! No one's that flexible.
Got it the wrong way around.
Ugh. Somehow that's worse.
Will enters in dull black with a prominent forehead. The teens look at each other.
Morning. Was in the neighborhood, saw you two.
Danger! Creeper!
No, a mistake. I meant as in.
Have a way with words, don't ya?
Usually, I'm very.
Boring. Come on, Alex. Let's go next door before the rest get up.
Ew. Why would I set foot in that brothel?
Midge and Judy's got new grease paint.
Always lead with the cosmetics kit.
Toss sunshine.
When did Gothic stage a comeback?
The teens exit.
I'm
The
Will
teens
from Stratford. I write stuff. Oh, for fuck's sake.
A knock sounds from the large coffin.
Indeed.
Silence, save for the creak of a sign. It reads,
Burbage Family Builders, built for the ages, built by the Burbages, established 1559.
Will debates opening the box, relents, slowly lifts the lid. An inhumane moan escapes. Will slams the top down as Burbage enters.
Burbage?
Who's asking?
I've a pressing need for a
Was that a dry cough?
No.
Burbage prepares for his sales pitch.
Starts with a dry cough, they say, leading to fever, delirium, excessive bleeding from a variety of orifices, some of the more intimate nature. Then the next thing you know, you're in the market for one of these puppies. Noted your interest in our model royale, fitted for a king. Henry VIII to be precise. Our family has been putting the fine arts in your final destination since 1559.
No art in a casket.
Pardon?
What's creative about following the instructions? 2 + 2 = a box. Woo, there it is. Want a gold star?
And you do what exactly?
I write stuff.
Stuff.
My history has created quite a stir.
So you're a parrot then?
A bit more than that.
As is most things. I'll leave you to browse then.
There's a body in that one. Several days gone, going on smell. Rot's starting to knock in this heat.
Burbage kicks off the lid. An arm appears from the coffin.
Hey, I've lost my hose!
Try the brothel next door.
Not harlots, man, me garments. I've misplaced them.
Stop sleeping one off in the merchandise, Liam.
Certain I had them the start of the evening, only now, the morning after the night before, poof!
Ruins the interior. Mourners expect that new casket smell.
My deepest regrets, dear boy. Only libations did call out on the summer breeze.
More like 3 sheets to the wind.
Speaking of, I've a tiny tempest toward my temperate zone.
Ye gods. Seen Pope anywhere?
A full moon rises from the coffin. Burbage throws his work apron over Liam's bottom.
Suppose the chap's same place as my attire. All in all, a bit of a blur.
All in all, a typical Monday. I said, all in all.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
Mr. Q.
Pope enters.
I know. I had to sort these out down at the river.
Pope enters carrying Liam's damp breeches and 2 mugs of ale.
Careful, careful, they're sopping wet.
Bonnie, said the same thing to the washerwoman last night.
Pope, why must you enable him?
Liam's very persuasive, articulate even.
The casket produces a large burp.
Burp.
True poet. Who's the crow?
Will, in a bit of a bugbear here, I thought Burbage had a troupe of actors.
You're looking at them. What's left anyway? Tom Pope, Liam Kemp, lying in state, and in top billing, myself, Burbage.
You're it.
Most split as soon as the plaque of lust was nailed to the city gates.
What about Kyle?
Oh, may he rest in peace.
And Kevin?
Slipped our mortal coil.
Chad?
Dead as a doornail.
Oh yes, I recollect now, lovely funeral.
We dump him at the plague pit, then vomited into a ditch.
It's what he would have wanted.
My deepest condolences, no harm done.
Pardon?
I mean, figured the coffin was yours. Why else such morose attire? Unless you're one of those,
Mind all P's and Q's.
My dear boy, I never hold any incantation except that of chivalry. Only figured the gentleman to be, what's the word? What's the no fun and fundamental? Putrid, puerile.
Puritan? You have to call them Puritans now. We've been over this.
All these labels presently.
I'm a writer, histories mainly, and poems, sonnets, really.
Liam, hear that? You and Blackbird are one and the same.
Pope, I possess but a minuscular talent, mainly in the medium of lewd limericks.
Total doggerel. Guaranteed to bring a tear to your eye and a stir to your loins.
Liam, Pope, shake off your sputtle. Take a couple of these coffins down to the corner shop. The sign swears they buy anything. Let's hold them to it. And pick up something to break the fast while out. Solids only.
You know us.
That I do.
Liam and Pope exit.
Thank you.
Don't. I just can't stand Liam's poetry. Only last week he rhymed knee not tall with cock need sore.
Ugh. Is this really an acting company?
Either that or purgatory.
How? All say James Burbage runs the best theatre troupe in England.
James is my father. I'm Dick. Something funny?
Only the mistake of identity. You are but players, right?
In the present economic climate, we've diversified our first folio. Hard to make a living amidst Black Death.
Hence the coffin jobs.
Family side hustle. However, while a Burbage toils artlessly for trade, I trade toil for art as a Dick. That sounded better in my head. But besides, there are more pressing concerns, Blackbird. We're down to our last copper from the Marlowe play, which means unless we start collecting outstanding payment from the recently decreased, it's done.
What's done?
My livelihood, will to live, take your pick.
Perhaps I could help. My plays are
Useless
Well-
without a stage.
tried Zoom.
Where to?
A patron.
Who's in the arts managements here? Don't tell me how to fundraise.
Will pulls a paper from his doublet.
Our theatre is not accepting submissions at present.
Your theatre is literally a fundless funeral home.
Yeah, we hold certain standards. Where's your cover letter?
Huh?
Statement of purpose?
Fame and fortune, though orders unimportant.
Doesn't quite align with our mission statement.
Just read it for fuck's sake. It's traditional.
Punters do love traditional. Means they're not bothered by pesky new ideas. Funny.
Will points at the papers.
Comedy of errors.
Laugh a minute.
I'll be sure to time it. Give us 7 to 14 working days. You can go now. Oi, Blackbird, where are you from?
Wrong question. Ask how far I'll go.
Will exits. 2 weeks later, exterior of the Burbage family workshop. Death appears, pulls out the punch puppet with accompanying Judy. The puppet mime a show. At its climax, Pump is murdered by Judy. Will watches from the audience.
I just don't get modern theatre. It's all so weird.
Death and the puppets bow.
Was that that was the end? Do we clap now? I never know.
Punch beckons to Will.
Not audience participation. No one likes audience participation, ever. Any takers? No? Can't you a sorrier sight than Job's knees? Fine, the things I do to humor the lot of you. And now?
Punch points to Will's pocket.
Should have guessed money'd be involved.
Will pulls out a corn purse. Punch giggles.
Come off. It holds mistaken sentimentality and all my coppers.
He produces a coin. Punch shakes his wooden head.
No, then what do you want?
Suddenly, the Judy puppet springs to life, grabs Will's coin purse.
Oi, you thieving puppet!
Punch nabs the other copper. Death rushes off.
You all catch that? Death cheated me. Me! Hold up, you beastly miscreant! Ugh.
Liam, Pope, Kit, and Alex appear. The two older clowns intoxicated, while the younger pair are disguised as whores. Liam carries a comatose Alex.
No, I don't want no scrub.
Scrubby's a guy who can't get no love.
From me.
Oh,
What's all this then?
You heard the lady.
Wait, those two identify as female?
In this bit, at least.
no scrubs.
Right, the lass has spoken. We shall brook no scrubs, even you, Blackbird.
Blackbird! Still amongst the living.
Makes a change.
What, pray tell, is a scrub?
Doesn't matter.
Kind of the point.
Your point?
Wrong question. Their point.
Whose point?
Words.
Why is everything suddenly pointy?
Words have definition, meaning. Why else have them? So a scrub is what?
Some guy
Who?
thinks he's fly,
Like a bird?
as in fine.
Also known as a buster.
No, not another noun. We need an action to describe. Does what?
Or who?
Always one. No. Yes, always talking about what he wants and just sits on his
Broke arse.
crude but effective. What else? A scrub's checking on me, but his game is.
Super weak.
So you know he cannot reproach me.
'Cause I'm all about class.
While he's all about trash. Can't get with his.
Deadbeat arse.
Again with the buttocks.
Well, they form the cornerstone to all doggerel, my boy. So,
No, wouldn't want to meet you nowhere.
No, don't want none of your time. And no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me.
Hanging
out
out.
the passenger side.
his best
Oh,
friend.
but they're- Trying to holler at me.
A scrub some bum Bailey. No, better, he's a dick. I need to write this down.
What you doing?
Building my vocabulary
But it's not your word.
is now.
Will digs papers, quill, and chain with a large pennant. He dips the quill in his repurposed bubble necklace.
Aren't you the magpie?
At your service.
Try your own.
As Will writes, Liam drapes Alex across the coffin while Kit extracts his cards.
Speaking of dicks, where's Burbage?
Devil himself knows. Probably gone. Like my memory. Poof.
Perhaps if he didn't drink so much.
Distinct possibility, but I hate to risk it.
Risk what?
Remembering. No good comes from that.
Poddock, you need to remember. To matter.
Why? I mean, I recollect earworms most days. They don't matter.
Earworms.
That wriggling of a melody wormed deep into one's antebellum.
Oh, when a tune gets stuck in your head. Cool. How would you spell that?
Spell what?
Earworm?
Haven't the foggiest, my dear boy. You brought it up.
Will writes down the words.
Blackbird, no memory have ever been made by a nose pressed against parchment.
Incorrect statement. There has to be a record. How else can anyone retell the tale?
Or rewrite.
Not following?
Take Burbage.
No, thank you.
On this incelestial plane, you'll find no greater player, even amongst a family containing their multitudes. Yet, ever since my salad days, Dick performs for an audience of one, his father. And James is as rigid as the boards he builds. That man has fixtured and fitted all of London theatrics.
Classic daddy issues. Then why would he gift a theatre to his son?
He didn't. He shuttered it. Saw no point in non-profit, especially in a plague year. That's James. His son's lack of business acne drove a father's distraction. Once James sent the lad to summer a whole season in the Low Countries. I mean, Dick went off half-cocked per usual, devised a grand European tour of new works.
Why? Punters love traditional.
Precisely. I did some dance number with a schnauzer. No matter, no money in it. No one watched it and no one remembered. And halfway through the tour, we were forced to eat the dog. Truly a blessing in disguise.
Why?
We added nothing to the act. And I never cared for how much those dark dog eyes judged me for not being housebroken.
Is there a point to this tale?
Yeah. Now, Burbage recalls only the triumph recounting that tour, recollects none of the disappointment or the hound's gristle. And after so much time has passed, who can expect to know what truly occurred?
Liam sinks into the coffin.
What do you think Burbage expected, truly?
When?
When you toured the Low Countries?
I toured the Low Countries. Unlikely. They eat dog over there.
Liam disappears. Will turns to the teens. Stuffing all papers away, he straightens his new sparkly pennant.
Biatch, please.
But I'm bedazzled.
I should.
Look to your lady, yet to see her draw breath.
Kit places a palm to Alex's neck.
She's dead.
The mood shifts to somber. Kit gathers up Alex for his big dramatic moment.
No, no, I can't believe it. Why, ye gods, why no?
Kit shakes Alex in grief. A necklace falls to the floor.
Oh, is that my choker? Oi, did you pinch me new choker?
Kit shakes the course again in anger.
Thieving muppet, I nicked it fair and square. I dare you. How dare you answer me?
Aunt dead.
Answer me.
Shh. Dead don't talk.
Come off. I'm gonna kill you.
So scared. No, wait, just my death rattle.
Kit lunges at Alex, who swoons away from him into Pope. The clown buckles under the weight, falling back into Liam. Chaos ensues as Burbage enters.
Gods!
My scrub!
What in the 9 circles of hell is a scrub?
Still live at home with your daddy. Oh, yes, son, I'm talking to.
You! Again. Take your dates back then, gentle sirs. Sure, the hour's almost up.
But
No buts, Liam, especially yours.
Liam and Kit exit. Pope drags Alex with increasing difficulty.
No hurries. Take your time.
Speak of dedication.
Psst. More drama queen.
Liam reappears, scoops up Alex in a single hand.
I see. Gotta use the old knees.
Go on, take your exit. You've earned it.
Burbage exits.
Any feedback on the script?
It was
Funny?
convoluted.
No call for contrition. You wanted a comedy.
Blackbird, times are rough. Theatricals need an edge, like Marlowe,
Who's dead?
who is no longer available. Shame, because he was modern.
Listen, you like weird? A few seasons ago, I caught Marlowe's Dido. Figured easy peasy to write much the same.
Plagiarism?
Parody. Audiences love regurgitation. Joke's always better the second time around.
Will presses papers on Burbage.
Titus Andronicus? Got a lot of us's.
Got a lot of everything. Gore, demonic ritual, baked goods.
Give us the appropriate fortnight.
No, time's the one thing we don't have.
Attention spans are ridiculously short these days. Fine. 48 hours. No promises.
Will
No
exit.
scrubs.
Will exits. Burbage shuffles through the paper.
Who are you, Blackbird? Statement of purpose. Want to be a fast learner. Set forth by one upstart crow. Indeed.
He extracts a page, folds it, and exits. Exactly 48 hours later, exterior of the Beveridge family workshop, Cripplegate. Alex sits on a coffin. Death lurches into view, opens his tattered gown. Kit's dead body thumps to the floor. Death retreats upstage, pulls out puppet. Offstage, a small bell jingles.
Plague inspector, any plague to expect?
Liam enters, poorly masquerading as a plague inspector for the bit. He pushes a wheelbarrow, playing a merry tune, loaded with a plague victim, Pope.
Please watch for slow children. All plagues inspected while you wait.
One there.
Liam picks up Kit, chucks him into the barrel.
Oi, careful.
Kid, don't talk.
Plague inspector.
Must be a better way to make a living.
Oh, I don't get paid. I mean, this is a pure love's labor lost. Pure passion project.
Somehow that's worse.
No one supports odds these days. Plague inspector, any plague to inspect? All plague inspected while you wait.
Liam exits as Will enters, now sporting black eyeliner. He spots Death.
My coin purse! Stop, Death, you thief!
Death exits. Will starts to follow, notices Alex, and stops.
Like your eye makeup.
Pity, can't say the same.
Oh, work in progress. I did wonder how you do that.
Tutorials.
Tutorials. When you say the word tutorials, it means
When you watch someone else, then repeat the action.
Will digs out paper and quill.
Do you write down every old piece of shite?
obviously not always.
Will shutters his tools.
Why are you obsessed with me?
I nearly consider you a good player.
Please. I'm an apprentice, contracted to a bus theatre company.
I go home to your family then.
Who do you think signed the contract in the first place?
Oh, I thought you were very convincing as a dead whore.
Thanks. Get that a lot.
So I wrote this play.
Will digs in his doublet for the papers.
There's a part I think you'd be perfect for with these star-crossed lovers who, yes, no, not that one. Take their own lives.
He hands a page to the boy.
Poison. I see hath his timeless end, O happy dagger, there is thine sheath. Thou rush and let me die. Pie.
Pie?
Pie.
My mistake. I've missed the D.
Ew.
No, not like that. I meant,
Pied?
die. Like I kind of want to do right now.
Give it time. We've rolled more than our fair share here.
Anyway, one's older, the other younger, but their families don't really approve, so their love's forbidden, meaning
Are you
that-
simping on me?
simping.
It feels very casting couch.
I don't even know what that is.
He scrambles for his quill.
You're totally a dog with a bone.
Casting couch? Could you repeat?
Yeah, nah. Don't want to give you too much credit. I'm gonna go.
What? Why is it so difficult to be cool?
Don't know. Probably the middle-aged thing.
I'm not even 30.
Wow. Must be the forehead.
Oh, receding to thine own self true rather prematurely. Youth today are so edgy with their labels, knowledge. At your age, I was terrified.
Why? Was it another plague year?
Same as the rest. But back then, I only knew what I was not. No golden lad of an alderman must. More chimney sweeper prone to dust. That sounded better in my mind. I'm a work on it, but my point was it made the old man staggers. When I got a piercing, his disappointment drove me straight out.
What you pierce?
My ear? Oh, wasn't really cool then either, especially in the backwater upon Avon. Anyway, my father.
Daddy issues are born, especially when you never had one.
Noted. Listen, not sure if you understand my
Definite creeper vibes.
mistake, which was my point. I miscast myself, going straight out. For soul of infinite words, never been much for defining my own.
Our mom sold me out of the house as soon as able. Too many mouths to feed, and I was mouthier the most. Out loud and proud then. There was like 100 Burbages in company. I hated it. I hated being a player.
Hate the game, not the player.
Can't win when someone else rules the play. Besides, my life's too short to anything less than exactly who I am, which is way more than another's puppet. 'Cause though I may be little, I am fierce. Your writing's not the worst. Just lose the bit about the pie.
As you like it.
Cool.
Alex smiles and exits. Will breaks into a dance as Burbage enters, reading from a booklet.
Boy, Magpie. Trust him not, this upstart crow, in his own conceit, the only shake scene in a country.
Sweet fuddick, how'd you find that?
Your statement of purpose, Blackbird, stated your whole name. Finally. I'm impressed. What did some piss-poor crow do to piss off a university wit?
Nothing personal. He thinks me precocious.
The Honourable Robert Greene brands you a baller in print.
Due to bougie pretensions, his prolific pamphlets are pompous poppycock. Green's gross width of wit is overpriced as its overreach.
But he's not wrong.
Classic. Called it with the man bun. Knew you'd side with a college elite.
Hold on the toxic masculinity. And I've heard how you snatch words, bits of conversation.
I record, which is what all the greats do, steal.
Use your own voice.
And who pulls your strings, puppet? Pay attention, the actual audience.
He pulls a wad of pages from his doublet, throws them at Burbage, and stalks off into the house.
You can't do that.
Incorrect statement, just did.
Get back here. There are rules.
Not for a writer. Suppose those chairs must prove comfier than they appear.
We're not supposed to see them.
Yet I do. Envision each one. It's my one true talent. Now, this particular lot have developed an immediate interest in their footwear, except for the gentle sir who passed out the prologue. Oof, do not envy him in the talk back later. We're nearly done. One final push, then toilet on your left on the way out.
Don't speak to them.
Oh, correct. Everyone hates a direct address.
You gotta be alone. It's called a soliloquy. You know.
I know. I write a ton of them, which you'd know if you read my work.
Why? No one else does these days.
Everything how absolutely stark as it is to pay for the privilege to sit uncomfortably in the dark while total strangers lie to you. And we call that entertainment. Pure pigeon liver.
Suspense your disbelief. It's the rules.
There's the nub in theatre. Knowing when to keep rules and when to break them.
Come on.
Will returns to the stage.
You wish to be bold, yet clearly lack the belly for it. That'll be the death of you.
You're all wrong.
Come off, we both are. Supposedly, it's 1593, hottest summer since records began. Yet climate's not the only thing that's changed. Listen to us. There's no scrubs in England. No coffins nor their makers, let alone any bird-headed plague doctors. I know that. You know that. But better still, they know that. Or should. Or will, eventually. Because it doesn't matter. What matters are the words. Why else would I write them down? Those who record reshape words to beget a brand new collective memory. All voices must evidently fall silent, but words hold the possibility to remain steadfast, immortal. So sod off to your rules, your precious gatekeeping. You hold up nothing except an imaginary fourth wall.
Fine. I do see them.
Want to show him something worth remembering, Dick? Or can't play pretend unless Daddy's watching?
Will turns to leave.
Blackbird.
Too low as a blow. Hard to read tone at times.
Is there truly no such thing as a plague doctor mask?
That bird's beak only appears in Commedia years after the fact.
Yet I possess one.
Impossible.
Listen to yourself.
Noted.
Moreover, I've seen another.
Egads. So have I.
Why?
Dunno.
You're the writer.
I'm a writer. Crucial difference.
Unsatisfying.
Best I've got. As one player to another.
As an audience, I'd expect more.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Let's stick to the rivers and the lakes that they're used to.
In your own words.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Burbage.
Better? Where'd you pinch that one off?
Wrong question. It's all mine.
Will exits. Burbage kicks at the sheets left behind. There is a burst of white overhead. A single page wafts down. Burbage reads it. Scene 5. Early the next morning. Exterior of the Burbage family workshop. Cripplegate. Death appears and advances towards the audience. Burbage bursts forth from a coffin.
Hold, hold now, ninnycock!
Death flees off, dropping this coin purse.
I said hold! Thank you. Well, can't say that wasn't expected.
Burbage picks up the purse. Liam, Pope, Kit, and Alexander. Pope and Liam, barely disguised in horse attire.
Once, twice, thrice a Judy tried. Scornful Puss was off the nod. Remix. And since I can no longer thrive, I cringe too near a bitch alive. So kiss my arse.
Kiss my arse.
Kiss my arse.
Disdain for sal, molten rise, my mistress now. Check my click.
Clock mentioned Judy on her nightly walk of shame. Want to go see?
That Doesn't sound like you. What?
Alex cocks his head off stage.
We should exit. Stage left. Alex, are you trying to get me off?
Ew.
Shut your hole. You know, we can just go. There's not like a rule or anything.
The teens exit. Liam and Pope away in the early morning breeze.
Gentle ladies, you've looked better.
Looked worse too.
True. At least the color suits.
Oh, sorry, that's my line. Now what, Burbage?
Good projection, Pope. But this has gotten dreadfully silly. Playing pretend up here.
But we're players.
It's what we do.
Yeah, why?
Burbage sits dejected. Liam crosses to the coffin.
No point standing on ceremony then. Night.
He dives headfirst into the casket.
Do I hate to say it, only there's nothing that make work.
A loud snore from the coffin.
Oh, better not let him sleep face down.
Pope attempts to turn over Liam.
Best not to choke to death on your own vomit, Ma'am always said. Full of wisdom, my mother was. Of course, my dad was just as full of whiskey. So we evened out in the end, even if that end was a half-full ditch.
Is that why you're always after Liam? To keep him right side of a runoff?
No, no. William Kemp's a national treasure. Our own Pearly Queen waved him off on Spanish expeditions. Most died out there, and Liam soldiered on, only to soil himself every night afterwards. The war does that to a fella. Sometimes the worst injuries being those you can't see. He's forgotten it by now, but I won't. Because what he did, who he was, should be remembered. That's fate for you. Some folks make history. The rest of us, just preserve it.
Pope turns Liam over. He snorts.
Plessy makes me laugh.
Such nobility. And from a clown.
Everybody gets a backstory these days.
Kid and Alex rush in, covered in blood.
The Birdman!
He comes!
I come for you all.
A plague doctor appears, holding a bloody knife.
For you, Alexander Cook, Lady Woodby, Principal Blair, and in the year of our Lord 1614, you die.
The doctor stabs Alex. He coughs as he dies.
Told you it starts with a cough.
The doctor points at Kit.
Christopher Beeston, I come for you, manhandler of maids, on a midsummer eve. In the year of our Lord 1638, you die.
Doctor stabs Kit, stumbles in death with more.
By Beelzebub's beard, I can't be the only one listening.
Let me. I can do this. Oh, I can do this. Yeet.
In a blaze of glory, Pope crosses for his big dramatic moment.
Thomas Pope, every man in or out of humor, and in the year 1603, you die.
The doctor stabs Pope anticlimactically.
Stab.
Pope dies. With a roar, Liam rises from his coffin.
Ah!
William Kemp, 9-day wonder. In 1603, I come for you and you die.
The plague doctor plunges a steel into the man's chest. Liam falls behind the casket, dead.
Richard Burbage, famed thespian till 1619, when Is this a dagger I see before me?
What are you?
I am the bard.
The doctor rips off his mask. Will's balding head is revealed. His eye makeup is full emo.
Much, wasn't it?
A little. Oh.
Knew it as soon as I started. It was a bridge too far. But I had committed, so went in strong, if obviously wrong.
Did you really think that we'd believe you? Of all people, a killer.
It's edgy, modern. Audiences love a multifaceted villain.
What are you, the Joker?
Overdone?
You look like a trash panda.
Will roots around for a quill.
Not the time. Need a handkerchief?
Yeah.
Though, what might a lone handkerchief possibly achieve?
Indeed. Were you surprised, at the very least?
Yes, I was not expecting that. Not from the likes of you.
Gave you something worth remembering then?
I was a captive audience. Shall we resurrect the others?
Let him have a few more moments of eternal reward.
Blood tastes like corn syrup.
That's because it is corn syrup.
Mixed with food coloring.
And you're eating it?
What's all this?
Will looks through the page.
Better question. This yours?
Burbage produces a piece of paper.
What I have done is yours. What I have to do is yours. Being part in all I have, devoted yours. You've written thousands upon thousands of words for all seasons, yet here, right here, a few choice ones serve as your actual voice.
No, still not my voice. Mere mumblecore for the favor of one honourable Earl of Southampton. Robert Greene's correct. I beg, borrow, and steal words. Nothing more than a country crow who scribbled and survived in a time when most didn't. My own father marked 1 year X for a lifetime. Now not even his children's children could sound out the man. Fate favors record keepers, and the dead don't talk.
Real truth is unexpected amidst such foolishness.
The nub is knowing when to break the rules and when to keep them.
Why?
To play fates as gods for the slightest second upon a stage. Why else would we do what we do?
Narcissism?
Perhaps that's a better word for it.
Burbage pulls out the coin purse.
You dropped this earlier.
My purse.
My pleasure.
My wife gave me this.
Didn't take you for the marrying type.
Neither did we. Yet, in spite of everything I am and am not, she remains my second best mistake.
What's the first?
Deciding to become a writer.
Expected a pity if you were anything else. Can't offer much, Blackbird. Yet when this too passes, I'd make one cracking puppet.
I'm not modern. Or edgy.
Overrated.
Have we just become friends?
Better. Partners.
The men shake hands. Behind them, Death rises from a coffin.
Tell me one thing, though. How did you know all that? The dates and such?
Players serve as a surface for another's voice. On stage, you are to parrot my words. Obviously, I now do the same.
Not following.
In the end, we're merely puppets.
So what pulls the strings?
Only thing that comes for us all.
Which is?
In a word.
Death looms above them.
Blackout.
Blackout.